I do the 5 minutes beforehand, so it just gives us a chance if you guys want to share it out anywhere or any of that fun stuff. Should be about 5 seconds, and I'll post the clip. I'll post the link for anyone that wants it. All right. uh Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday, so you know what that means. It's time for the Inner Geekdom podcast. As always, I am your host, Rune, and I ask you if you hadn't already, make sure that you go like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on. Make sure you're doing the thing for that thing. And if you've already done it for this thing, go on one of our other things and thing that thing. But yeah, we have a fun podcast today that is going to be based around October releases, and as always, it wouldn't be fun if it was just me talking about it myself, so I brought in some fun people to discuss that with me today, and we're going to go around and let them introduce themselves, say where you can find them, and what type of content they make online. First up to the right of me, it is none other than Morbid. Go ahead and give yourself your shout outs.
Hello, you could just look me up on everything as Mora Morbid, MoraMorbid.
Yes. And what type of content have you been putting out lately?
Not much. But
Oh, we
when
need
I
to
do,
change that very soon then.
but when I do, I usually make like skit videos or just funny variety gaming.
Totally. All right, and to the right of Morbid, we have Mr. Shorty Mafia. Go ahead and give yourself your shout outs, bud.
Yep, it's Shorty Mafia, Shorty for short. You can find me on Twitch at Shorty Mafia, and we will be doing a lot of survival games coming up. So look forward to that.
Getting ready to survive October. All right, under Mr. Shorty, we have Pingu.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Monster Penguin. You can find me on twitch.tv, mostly streaming some spooky games for October. I've already started Alien Isolation, and that's been a hoot. So just tune in, and I'm for sure you can find the links below.
Pretty awesome. And to the left, we have Verby. I think this is your first time on the podcast, isn't it, bud?
First time on the podcast, frequent listener. You know, I'm just happy to be here.
Well, it's awesome to have you here. And where can people find you at?
YouTube at Burby TV and Twitch under the same thing. I'm Burby on everything.
Nice.
You can find me wherever you find me.
Yeah, and if you haven't noticed, we've been bringing on a lot of new people onto the channel. We're going to have a lot of fun new collabs going forward with everybody here and a lot of people that you haven't even met yet. So that's going to be pretty awesome. But something else that's pretty awesome is a lot of these new releases that are coming out. So that is what our main topic of the day is going to be. And I figure we'll probably start out with movies. So, October. It's a good spooky season this year. I feel like we have a bunch of really good spooky movies up on the horizon, and some that might be a little bit less. But I asked everybody to go ahead and kind of look up to see if there was any that are catching your eye. Morbid, you're directly to the right of me. Is there any movie that you would like to start out with?
So I'm not a big horror movie fan. I like a good scary flick, but I think I'm going to be sticking away from the Terrifier. I'm going to go for Venom. The last Venom movie is coming out.
Yes. So we do get one more Venom movie. This is concluding, it seems like. I don't know if they plan on bringing him over into the main, you know, kind of like the main MCU, or what they plan to do with that.
Yeah, they won't.
Probably not. I
no,
mean,
that's a dream. That's like something we wish for, but will never happen.
It really depends on if they're going to continue forward with Tom Holland. You know, like I feel like they probably would. So I think that it's quite possible that they do bring him over. You know, I think that he doesn't need another movie after this, but I do definitely think that it's still going to be a fun one, though. You know, like, these movies have never been ones that I've been particularly like, oh, like they're some type of film masterpiece or anything, but they're fun. So, I mean, I don't see the harm of bringing him over to the main MCU, especially when we are looking at the fact that we did have Wolverine recently in the MCU. We have the opportunity right now, if we want a multiverse of N, this is the time to do it.
That's true.
But what's everyone's thought of the first two movies? Where do you stand at with this Venom trilogy currently?
I like the Venom movies.
They're okay. They're not good. They're not bad. They're enjoyable.
I like the first one. Yeah, I like the first one better than the second one.
They're rewatchable, which is really hard for me because I don't like rewatching things.
They're very
Same.
much a turn your brain off kind of superhero movie for me, and that's like I've said, I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. But I definitely think that 3 movies is a lot to do that with. So yeah, if they start, I would be very happy to see at least him in like when we get the Secret Wars, you know, like I would be very interested in seeing, because that's a very multiverse-esque story anyway. So I would be very happy to see him there. But with this movie, it does look like we are getting Null as, at least, I don't know if he's going to be the main villain or more of like just a, you kind of see him at the end villain. Do you guys have any information on the Marvel villain Null?
I do not.
All right, so Null is the god of the symbiotes that lives in the center of the symbiote planet. And if you watched the recent Thor movie, the blade that was able to slay the gods is actually the blade of Null himself. So I am very interested if they will have that connection happening in the movie or not. Either way, it is interesting to have such a god level villain for Venom. It feels like he's a bit outmatched with this, so I'm kind of wondering if that will be his actual main villain that he fights, or if that's going to be more of a you know how we'll get like we're trying to unleash the biggest baddest villain, and then at the end, oh, he's about to get out, but then we stopped it just in time and you barely get to see him kind of thing. You know, they could be going that route with it. I don't know, but
dark side and DC.
Exactly. But
I think if he does get introduced, I feel like that'd be a good way to like power scale Venom up to like the threat level that we're currently in the MCU.
That's fair.
Because in the current MCU, we're already at God level. So if we just bring Venom straight across, I feel like he won't be able to do a whole lot unless he's in like a group of people.
You know, he's
But if
gonna
we're
get
bringing
squashed.
if we're bringing that villain in, that would give him a reason to have a team.
Well, and I would like to see him in that main universe, because we do know that with the last Spider-Man movie, spoilers, but Peter is kind of off on his own going to New York, where he's probably going to be doing the more photographer college student Peter Parker going forward. No MJ or the previous characters. I think they're kind of giving him a new start, and it would be nice to have Venom as a foe in that. I would also like to have Black Cat added to that mix. But yeah, so I do think that bringing him into the main MCU, it is the perfect time to do it if we're going to do that. So yeah, looking forward to this film, but we will go ahead and we'll let that one sit for a minute. What is another one that people are excited for this coming month?
Joker.
Oh, Joker. Okay.
Really? The musical?
All you do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't put that against it. Just personally, I'm a pretty big fan of musicals, but if it's done the right way, you can have a really kind of oddly psychotic kind of blend going on there. You know, it's all in their head kind of a thing. Like, it's looking fantastical while the song is going on, but then it flashes to reality and it's a bloodbath of sorts. Like, I could definitely see some
soundtrack.
Yeah, very true. And apparently Lady Gaga is releasing an entire album to coincide with the film.
Ooh, that'll be good. That I'm excited for.
I'm not. I'm really not. I dislike musicals. The only good musicals, La La Land. I'll stand by that. I'll die on that hill.
Okay, but what did you think of the first movie, though?
What a hill!
Literally garbage. You name a good musical that's not La La Land right now.
Hamilton.
Okay. Well, Hamilton is a great one. Wicked is pretty fantastic as well.
Beetlejuice the musical.
First of all,
Beetlejuice the musical is very good.
Wait, which one?
Dead white presidents rapping? No, thank you. I'll take that cultural. And that's a huge cultural element.
Spring Awakening is also a pretty fantastic musical.
Never heard of it, so it's not good.
Dear Evan Hansen has
Culture is what it is.
Because I'm talking like
I'm
things
not
that
sure
you want to
about,
see
but
on
yeah.
stage. Like Sweeney Todd, as much as I enjoy the Tim Burton version of it, I enjoy the stage production even more.
Mean Girls? Oh my god, Penguwu. Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
I feel like we
That's
need.
not a
Mean Girls.
I feel like
The
we
new
need
one?
to.
The
we
new
need.
musical. I tried. No.
I feel
No,
like
not
we
the
need to
movie.
actually make Pingu watch musicals with us, so we have that
Yeah.
reaction of a musical hater on the stream.
Dude, yeah,
4
I don't know.
hours
I don't
of
know,
just
man.
musicals.
Oh yes, you ready to
You
talk
do like
about
2.
Wicked?
Okay, are you guys trying to make content or torture me or both?
A little
Isn't
bit.
that content?
So, what was everybody's thought of the first movie then of Joker? Since we kind of have a mixed reaction to this, is this one kind of a universally enjoyed across the board on this, or did everyone
The first
see it?
Joker, I thought it was great.
Very Taxi
Yeah.
Driver,
Yeah.
but it was pretty fun.
Yeah. I enjoyed the movie.
Not seen it.
It's
was a good
definitely
ride.
worth a watch. It's very much if
Yeah.
you like the kind
Thinking
of
that.
it's very much more of a we're exploring the mindset as opposed to
Mhm.
you know it's very drawn out in a lot of ways, but in a very creepy kind of way. Like you start to question how much is in his head and how much is actually happening around him, and it kind of blends itself in some fun ways, especially on a second watch when you kind of get those little sprinklings of what was reality and what wasn't. Watching it back the second time makes it a very psychotic watch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like watching Fight Club.
Very true. Very similar. Fight Club, Taxi Driver, you know, the Robert De Niro film, very similar to that. So, you know, if you enjoy those types of films, because I will give everybody a little bit of a warning if you're newer to here, we have some like really big film buffs, so we will kind of delve into those deeper themes sometimes. But let's move on. Who else has got a movie for this upcoming month that you're excited for?
Those were the
I
2 I
got-
was excited for.
Which one?
So those were the only 2 that I was excited
Oh,
for.
really?
Yeah.
I'm excited for Smile too. I don't know if anybody's
Ooh,
seen the
yes.
first one.
I liked the first one.
Yeah. They were good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they expand a little bit about what's going on with this Smile stuff, right?
Yeah.
Since they didn't explain too much, so I'm looking forward to seeing if the world expands, or we're just gonna get another cool little eerie film. Either
Yeah.
way, I
Right.
think it's gonna be nice.
Based
Yeah.
on what I've seen from the trailer so far, it looks like they are going to do a little bit more in depth on that, like
Mm,
where it comes from and that type of stuff.
You know,
yeah, I
the-
love that.
my favorite thing about the first film isn't even actually the film, though. It was the marketing. I love the fact that they like
Yeah.
planted people at like sporting
Mhm.
events and things like that, where you would just see a creepy person
Yep.
standing behind, like just with that creepy smile. It was so great.
Yeah.
I
That was,
love a good marketing.
genius.
I love good marketing. Like
I hope
especially since it
whoever
doesn't
did that-
cost much
A
to
lot of
do.
promotion.
No, that's it. Yeah.
It was
Because it reminds me of how they did that with the Blair Witch,
oh yes.
where they made that whole website and made it look like it was just a blog post, like, and people were like, "What is this? Is this real?"
Very true.
and it was totally marketing, and it gave me that same feeling, which not a lot of like movies even do this anymore, which is kind of a shame because like you want to kind of be hyped for movies, and not in a way where the trailers just show everything now.
Right.
I don't even want to see trailers anymore because they show too much.
Well, and this is definitely one of those more indie type horror films. This is one that had a very, very small budget and probably got a bit of a boost off of the because of the first one. But this is not a movie that is like pumping a ton of money into it to make it work. And that's one thing that I do enjoy about a lot of the modern horror that we're getting is they are going in and making a lot of really good films on a budget that makes sense. So
Yep.
like I said, the marketing was smart with it. It is unique enough that it's not just another contorting old person and and a little kid singing a lullaby. So I'm here for it. I'm there's certain tropes that I've seen enough of, and I'm kind of over it. Like I don't. So I like that it's different. I'm very much into that one, and that kind of makes me want to bring up another good horror film that we are getting because, of course, Terrifier 3, guys. Come on. It's
Ah!
our
It's gonna
boys.
be crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be so
Oh,
good.
It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna go so hard.
So funny story, since we've been talking about this a little bit behind the scenes. The first time I seen the first movie, I was in a GTA RP in somebody's house in the game where they had the movie playing.
Oh, that's cool.
That's wild.
Yeah. Like
That's
so,
so meta.
yeah. Well, because you can like be playing pool in the game. Like it get like when I told you guys earlier that people live in these games, I meant
Yeah,
it.
that's
And
no joke.
and they did movie night, and that's the first time I've seen Terrifier, and I was delightfully surprised because it was not overly paranormal, which I'm a fan of, where, you know, a little sprinkle of it is fine, but I do like that it's not the main focus of it, and it's more about the creepy factor. And I think that the first one blew me away. I thought it was very enjoyable. What are your guys'
And-
thoughts on the series?
On the series, I think it
Mhm.
doesn't. I think it realized that, look, we have a low budget. We're not going to be able to take ourselves super seriously.
Mhm.
And you know I guess Terrifier himself
Yes,
is
art.
very, I don't know, he's creepy, check, right? But he also has a sense of humor that
Yes.
makes him 10 times creepier. I want to think back to Terrifier 2, where he was in the gift shop trying on glasses.
Oh
And
yeah.
I just thought that just killed me. It killed me. And so ever since I was like, no, this movie is self-aware, and it's making good stuff. So I'm just looking forward to 3.
I do
I'm looking forward to the
enjoy it.
memes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The memes that come from this series are great. But yeah, I do enjoy, instead of it just being jump scares and stuff, it has fun with it, you know, because I've always enjoyed the horror villains that play with the food, as you might say, you know, your Freddy Krueger's, your Pinhead's another fantastic example. I enjoy a little bit of cheekiness to go with my horror films. So
Yep.
I was delightfully surprised with the first one, because it's not just another slasher film. There's a lot of fun that goes along with it.
I can do
Yeah.
most horror, but I do not touch slasher films. They're
Mm.
way too intense.
Well,
I've just
What,
never been a
dude?
fan of horror movies. It just
that's
never
fair.
was my cup of tea.
You know
Yeah.
what? And when I hear it, I guess if people are like, no, I don't like it because they're cheesy or they're lame, but when I hear, no, they're too scary, it's like, well, that's the point. So
Yeah, no.
I
It's just not
guess
my
you
cup
just
of
don't-
tea.
You're right. You just don't like being scared. Is that the issue, or just, man, they
No,
don't do
not at all.
anything for you?
I
No,
like a
it's
lot
just-
of horror movies, and I really like psychological, like, thrillers and stuff. I
Yeah.
just don't like excessive amounts of gore, and that's
Gore.
what
Ah,
the
that's fair.
slasher
Yeah.
category kind of harps on.
I will
Yeah.
throw this one out here just because we are a geek culture channel. For anyone that does enjoy slasher films and wants to find a good comic book to dive into for the Halloween season, look up Hack Slash. It is an Image comic that is about
That's good.
Cassie Hack, a woman that is in a Mad Max style world that has been taken over by
Ooh.
hack and slash villains. For example, she ends up actually teaming up with Chucky in one run. So very fun one. It's
Fun.
very over the top.
Yeah.
They were supposed to get a movie and it never did, but still
Damn.
very much worth going and digging up. There's a bunch of different runs of it, so you can dive in pretty much anywhere. It's a good time. So definitely, if you're looking for something for this Halloween comic book wise, go and check out Hack Slash.
And I recommend watching Child's Play.
I love Chucky. Watch the
Chucky.
television show. It is actually fairly good.
The
Yeah, with his
television show,
kid.
for real?
Yeah, as his
Okay.
kid. It's actually not bad.
Mhm.
So
It's great. I love it.
So do we have any other movies on the slate for October that anyone is hyped for before we move on to our next category?
I can't
I
really.
mainly
there were
prep
some
video games.
okay ones
Mm.
that
too.
don't really stand out to me, like Heretic.
Yeah.
Looked pretty cool, but that's more like a test your religion kind of psychological thing. But
Right.
it's coming. It should be interesting at the very least. It might even be up Morbid Alley.
Okay.
From which-
I like The Exorcist, and like I really liked The Conjuring and those types of things. Just kind of mellowed out horror.
Right. All right. So, well, we'll kind of move on from movies then. What do you guys feel like? Do you want to go video games? Do you want to go anime or streaming? That's the other three that we kind of. Video games?
Yeah,
Maybe
that's my
games.
vote.
All right.
Get right into the meat of it.
All right, so jumping in next, we have October's video game releases, and it seems like we have everyone pretty hyped for at least a little bit of something. So why don't we start with Shorty? You can start off first on this one. What do you got for us?
SpongeBob SquarePants, the Patrick Star game.
You're gonna make me slap you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love the SpongeBob game for the PS2 from the movie. It's really reminiscent for me, and I still play it because I still have my PS2 hooked up. And I just enjoy that art style, so I'm going to have a blast playing it.
So here's the thing. I despise SpongeBob SquarePants, and
Kick him.
so the reason for this was I have a sister that is 9 years younger than me, and you know that when kids get in that stage where they want to watch the same show even if it's the same episode over and over again. Well, when SpongeBob only had one season, they just kept playing that same season on a loop, and that's all she wanted to watch. So I cannot stand SpongeBob, and I feel very justified in that reason.
Oh.
Get over yourself.
No.
My
Yeah.
sister is 8 or 9 years younger than me.
Yeah, and there's
I had
probably
to
a show that
watch-
you despise because of her.
No, there isn't, because she had good taste. Now, hear me out. It was Brother Bear, Doctor Who on repeat for
Mhm.
that kid. Solid.
Good choices. Good choices.
But at
You're
least
just
but that's the
salty.
thing, though, because you have Doctor Who that has a bajillion seasons by this point, but only one season of SpongeBob at that time.
No. She only watched the 10th Doctor.
That's a good doctor.
I mean,
then.
it is a
I
good
know,
Doctor.
yeah.
But
We need to do a Doctor Who episode one day.
We do.
That'd be
I
nice.
mean, I've watched some of it. It's just, it kind of annoyed me
Never
when they would
seen it.
change between doctors because I'm like, oh, this is the doctor I liked, and now they're done with that one.
Yep.
Well, I'm
Oh, I
sorry,
binged
but Christopher
Doctor Who.
Eccleston was my favorite, so I only got one
Yeah.
season of them. All right, so why this SpongeBob game? Is there anything? Is it just another platformer? What's special about it?
It's reminiscent for me. That's why I'm looking forward to it. It's just another SpongeBob game, just in the eyes of Patrick Star.
I see. I
So
see.
big old nostalgia hit for you, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be like little puzzles and just a thinking game. It's meant for kids. However, I'm still going to play the living hell out of it.
All right. Well, aside from SpongeBob, what else do we got going on this month, guys? Anybody have one they want to throw in there real quick?
Dragon Ball.
Talking about the Sparking Zero.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of Dragon Ball games. I hate the series, love the games.
Man, it's a good series in my opinion. It's one of those that don't try and overthink it.
Yeah,
Because it is pretty basic in comparison to like a lot of modern day anime. But yeah, I'm excited for this one because it is a throwback to the Budokai Tenkaichi games that I grew up playing on like PS2. So that's very much exciting for me. It's gonna have an insane roster of characters to play as well. What's your guys' relationship with the Budokai Tenkaichi series? Did you guys play any of those games?
I'm just gonna.
I used to play it
Leave.
at my cousin's house all the time.
It's a
when I was
very
kid.
old school style of fighter.
I see.
And that's what's exciting about it, because you have a lot of like the anime ones that end up being more of the full 3D fighters, and the last one was a full 2D fighter. So this one is kind of that nice in between for that, where it's not a full you have to explore, but it's more like, you know, like the Mortal Kombat and stuff style that, you know, you're not having to fly around nearly as much. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I used to go ham on these ones.
yes, I love these games.
Oh yeah.
I used
Guys-
to play competitively at conventions and stuff for whenever
Nice.
they
I
came
was
out. It was so much fun.
And it was weirdly enough, I was an Android 16 main. Homeboy's Hellfire Cannon was like so good. But yeah, like, so yeah, how are you guys on fighting games anyway? Is that a genre that you guys pick up often?
Can't,
I
man.
like
I'm
him.
not super interested. I watched them, and I like people. I think I like watching people just kind of go
Mhm.
at it. But for me, I have no clue what's going on.
It's fair.
It seems like a bunch of button mashing to me.
I used to do competitive. I used to like compete for different fighting games, so I'm pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, it must take a ton of skill. It's beyond me.
It-
Yeah.
No.
like when I was growing up, that was like the main type of game my dad would actually play. So, you know, I just got really into it because I'm like, oh, dad will play these ones because, you know, he could play 3 rounds and be like, okay, well, that was fun and be done with it. You know?
True,
Yeah.
true.
I went to arcades a lot, so Tekken was really big in
I
arcade.
love
Okay.
Tekken.
I was a big
So-
Soul Calibur guy in arcades, funny enough.
Soul Calibur is really
Yeah.
fun too.
So fun in
I beat the
arcade.
shit out of Tekken 4 on the PS1.
Oh, I
That's-
just started playing that on the PS5 because they put it
No
on the Game
shot.
Pass. Yeah, it's
That's dope.
it's so good.
Yeah, dude. There's all the characters are pretty freaking interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
I played as a
it-
big busty lion.
Yeah. Or like an ancient Aztec god, and then the guy that does capoeira.
And I'm
This-
super
this-
excited for
yeah.
it. For it.
All right. So, what other games do we have on the slate? That one kind of speaks for itself, you know, with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. People kind of know exactly what it is. You know, it's not reinventing the wheel by any means. So, what else do we have on the slate for this month that you guys are hyped about?
I would say Silent Hill 2 is probably the most notable.
Yes.
The remake.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tear that shit up.
Yes.
I'm
was
really
excited to
excited.
see that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is going to be like so. I'm excited for this one because we don't get enough good horror games in this kind of thing. It's not a run and gunner, which, you know, like those games are fun sometimes,
Mhm.
but I'm looking for the creep factor, and this graphical upgrade is insane.
And it's
Yeah.
so natural
looking
to the
forward
first
to it.
one. It
Mm-hmm.
looks almost identical. And then for some reason they're like, everything is going to be exactly the same except for Maria.
Well, they also opened up more buildings you can go in now.
yeah.
That's a
City.
little
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
You can
It's a little
explore
fraction
more.
of the game, though, right?
Yeah.
They changed how the combat works because they changed how the camera is. It's over
Yeah,
the
it's-
shoulder now instead of fixed.
yeah. Yeah,
And
that,
I was-
which
I
is
was-
nice.
So it's gonna be
Yeah.
a new game. Just it's not really a
Yeah.
remaster, right?
No.
Even better for
It's
me.
a it's a
'cause-
remake.
Yeah.
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 So ground
Ground
up.
up.
Yeah.
Mm,
Which I'm glad that a lot of these older games are doing that, because they've been doing that, of course, with the like Resident Evil games, which, you know,
Mhm.
I love whenever we can take the old games that I understand they're dated. Sometimes, like, we hate to admit it. We hate to admit it with our classics, but when you go back to play them, sometimes it's like, oof. You know, like I can't,
Yes.
you can't help but just be like, I really wish that I could turn the camera like a normal freaking game. You know, it's stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So
Yeah.
And, I'll probably end up getting it, but I'm not going to play it.
I am. Okay, I gotta be
Yeah.
honest. I started
Alright.
gaming when Cyberpunk 2077 came out. So
Lordy, so
I
you're
was
a
like, I'm
BD.
gonna play Silent Hill HD, and I go back and I legally obtain it, allegedly. And I turn it on, and I'm like,
Allegedly.
this is the most nauseating thing I've ever played in my life.
We'll definitely have to find some good co-op horror games to play for that.
Phasma.
Oh,
Well, I got
Have I got a
Phasma,
deal
I
for
got
you?
Phasma.
there's
Oh.
another one that I have saved. I'll mention it later. I don't know the name of it right now because I literally scrolled past it. But
Alright.
there's one that I'm looking forward to. I don't know if you
Oh,
guys
yeah?
are fans of the Predator movies.
I am, yes.
Yeah, so Hunting Ground is coming out, and I'm gonna need to find some way. I'm probably gonna play it on the PC Play, but that looks cool. I'm looking forward to that. I like those Predator movies. I'm excited to see how I don't know how the game has portrays the predators, and I just want to feel like a badass predator.
You know, funny enough, I've played other Predator games in the past.
Mhm.
Yeah, because
Yeah, they had one that had a Dr. Disrespect collab, and
Ugh.
that aged like fine milk.
yeah. Well, so it's so the one I played, I think it was on the 360, and it was more like you ran around the jungle. I mean, like more city than jungle, honestly. And it was like a lot of other games of that era that was kind of like that same format, just slapped on of a open city with not a whole lot to do in it, except just the same things over on repeat, and an occasional like a thing will change differently. They're not great games, but for back then it was cool to just kind of be able to run around. There was a bunch of them, like Hulk had one like that. They're
Yeah,
okay,
this-
but this looks a lot better.
Yeah. This has like kind of like the what is it, like the Clowns from Outer Space kind of vibes where
Killer
Killer
Clowns.
clowns from
Asymmetric.
outer
Killer Clowns,
space.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, and what's the other one, the really popular one?
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by
DBD,
Daylight,
yeah.
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 That it has a similar vibe. So you have a group who does tasks, and you got the Predator
Right,
who's
right.
hunting those guys. So I'm looking forward to that kind of.
Do we know what price on it though? Because that's like the big deciding factor. Because I don't have $60 for Predator kind of money.
I'm
Pulling it up.
guessing 30.
Yeah,
That's my
30
guess.
is
locked in.
reasonable because like we kind of do this a lot of the times with the game, and we'll say like price dependent if we're picking it up or not. Because that is that's a big
yeah,
factor
that's
with this
true.
one. Because I would get it if it was like a $20 game. I'm on board. 30, I would have to know that we're gonna have enough people to at least dedicate enough time to make it worth it content wise. If it's above $30, I'm out. Like that personally, like I don't think I could
30
dedicate
bucks.
30. Okay.
Yeah, it's Predator Hunting Grounds, right, Pengu?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has already existed, but they're revamping it for PS5 and that
Windows.
stuff. It's already on Steam.
Okay.
It's
So we could already look up
30
reviews to see if it's good.
it has
Yes, that's the cool thing about it.
it's rocking a 78% positive for overall and 91% positive for recent on
Nice.
Steam.
All right, so we'll look into it then. That might be a fun
Yeah.
one to do. What else we
Yeah.
got on the slate? Anything else for this month for you guys that has you excited in the world of games?
Oh, Dragon Age, the Veilguard.
Yeah, Dragon Age looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like the story of Dragon Age, so I'm really looking forward to this. See how well they play it out, because it's been a while since the last one.
It has been a while, but I do know that there's been quite a bit of interesting discourse online about this game. I do not exactly know why, but it seems like a bunch of knuckle dragger types are mad about it for some reason.
No, it's kind of because it's getting played like fucking Raid Shadow Legends. It's
I don't know. It's probably complaining about something stupid, saying that one of the characters has DEI chin or something. Which I don't know if you guys have seen that meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I look forward to it. I like the story of Dragon Age, so I'm happy to re-dive back into it. Maybe I'll replay the other games.
Yeah. It's been
So-
it has been a long time since I've even looked at that series. I am curious as to how it's gonna hold up compared to like a lot of the more modern games then.
Mm-hmm.
It's already has a pretty big following, so it'll make money. So that not
Oh,
really
it'll
worried about
make
that.
money, yeah. They definitely will. I'm just hoping for a good game.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Something timeless. People, that's not a cash grab.
Yeah, because it's
Right.
been 9 years since the last one came out.
Yeah.
So-
That's what I'm saying is like we've just had a lot of games since then. So what is it going to do differently than what other games that we've been playing? So hopefully it'll step up to the plate and show us something good. It's kind of the same way that I fear for the next Elder Scrolls game. It's like it's been so long. What are you going to do that we can't get somewhere else or haven't been getting somewhere else for the past forever, you know? So
I'm hoping that's why they're taking their time, right? Just to
Yeah.
make a good game.
exactly.
They probably just don't want to do what they did with Skyrim, where they had to release the editing rights to it because they released it too early.
Yeah. I mean, I
So-
appreciate, when they put the time into a game. I really do.
Yeah.
But I feel like
then
they
it-
also spent a lot of times releasing Skyrim on literally everything. Go and get Skyrim on Apple Watch at this point.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Samsung fridge, Skyrim, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So Dragon Age out of the way. Do we have any other games for October?
I don't know. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, Life is Strange. They're releasing a new one.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna be a fan of that here. It's just me, so I'll talk to the
I
audience.
actually
So,
think it's
Life
a very
is-
thoughtful series. I think that it has a lot of really good storytelling elements to it. So yeah, actually.
Never played it.
They pick it up from the original like first, I think it was a trilogy or something,
Yeah.
with Max, and it's her when she's 30. So it's a huge jump in time.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm
Relatable,
super
right?
excited. Yeah, because I was in like middle school, high school whenever it came out, and now I'm like getting older. Not that old.
I will say, with a series like this, I do think that it's a more personal and play it yourself kind of game as opposed to a streaming game, because you're not really, you're more or less on a journey along for a really well thought out story, as opposed to expecting you showing off your gaming skills to say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. People watch a lot of like those type of games just to hang out, you know, and
Oh yeah, yeah. If you
experience
had
the
that type of
story
a
so they don't
crowd,
have to buy it themselves.
yeah. If you had
That's
that
what I
type of,
did.
if you had that type of a crowd, then definitely. I personally don't. My crowd's mostly coming to see what stupid stuff I'm doing in a game. So I
I'm a
think that
mixed bag.
I lose
Yeah.
people watching if I'm not actively being a part of the narrative for most of the people that watch my stuff. So for me and the people that view my stuff, I probably couldn't get away with it. But if you've got that audience, awesome. I personally do not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
my audience
it's
is
a
there to
big
chill.
streamer game, right? I mean, the people who can do anything and people are gonna watch, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely
Right.
not a small streamer game for sure.
Yeah, I watched it because I found it because Jacksepticeye played it. I was
Yeah,
like, oh.
seeing people watch that guy for anything. So
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh,
beyond
no,
Life
I
is
didn't tell you.
Strange, do we have anything else going on?
I
For
don't
October.
know if it's gonna be
Not for games.
Not like I don't know how I feel about this, but
Hmm.
since it's been out, A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead, it's just
Yeah.
like a single player game, but it gives me Alien Isolation vibes. So I don't know. I haven't read too much on it, but I like the movies. So
It's got good reviews on Steam. That's one of the ones I was looking at when I was looking at games that were coming out. It seems like it's alright, but it's just like a single player like narrative hide and seek essentially game.
yeah. So
This is-
I don't know. I'm seeing I'm thinking it's a cash grab, but I'm interested to see how they flesh out that world because I've watched all of them and they don't really flesh out those aliens, man. They really need to give us background on those, where those
Yeah.
guys are coming from, you know?
Yeah.
We've learned-
Go ahead.
I said we've learned Pengu doesn't like mystery. Tell him
Mhm.
all of the lore, give him all of the
No, I just
information.
when I'm interested in a movie, I want to know the lore. You know, I want to know more about it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like an MMO where you know you like there's a huge story behind, and I want to know where, especially because aliens. I'm fascinated with aliens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up watching X-Files, so I want to know where these creatures are coming from. You know, I want to know where their planet is, or do they have one? That stuff is interesting to me, not just like oh man, this is a scary movie. Like that's not enough for me. I need to know that background.
Right. So I'm
Yeah.
going to I'm gonna go and list off some of the other things that we have coming out this month when it comes to games. And you guys can just give a quick dive in if you have any thoughts on it, and then we'll just keep moving moving it along a little bit quickly here just so we can move on to the next one. Diablo is getting DLC with Vessel of Hatred. Might be good. I don't know. I've been playing Diablo, so doesn't really
Yeah,
do anything for me.
I play Diablo 3. I don't like Diablo 4, so.
Fair enough.
I played it. Nah, I'm not a fan of
Um,
seasons.
We have Europa, which there has been a demo out. If you want to go and give it a try, it will be hitting the Switch. That one is a very Miyazaki style kind of cozy game. If you were looking for something that is going to be a very relaxing experience, I could say that is a good one. We also have Metaphor, which is the new game from the same people that bring you Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. This is in a more traditional fantasy setting this time, though. So if you were looking for a fun JRPG turn-based game, maybe check out Metaphor. They actually have a demo right now on Steam that you can test it out. Any thoughts on that one, guys?
Nope.
I
Never
don't
played
really
any
play
Persona.
JRPGs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so we will move on to October 17th, Super Mario Party Jamboree. I know that this is one that Mrs. Rune is very excited for because she is always mad that I don't play enough Mario Party with her. So I will probably end up playing that one very soon. Any other Mario Party people in the house?
The dead horse.
I used to be. Yeah.
Oh
The
my
dead
lordy.
horse.
That's her series. She loves like Mario games. Okay, we also have Sonic X Shadow Generations, which I mean if I can get this one on
Kinda.
sale at some point, I'll probably pick it up because I actually do like a lot of the Sonic games, but not at full price. So this will be a pass until on sale for me. Just
Yeah, I
wanted
saw
to-
Yeah.
the latest one on sale. It's kind of. I was debating it, man.
Yeah. I at least wanted to put it out there for everyone. And the last one, when it comes to video games, we do have the Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. If you have not played Horizon Zero Dawn, I highly recommend it. It is a beautiful game, and it seems like a series that they're planning to expand on quite a lot. So that is all of the games that have us hyped up for October. All right, so what
Did we
is...
say-
Was that?
Oh, sorry. Did we say the Until Dawn remake?
I don't think
I
we
don't think
brought
so.
it up.
Is that this month?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
That's gonna be solid.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
recut the story and they redid the music
Nice.
and the graphics, obviously.
All right.
Oh.
I'm excited for that one.
So let's see. What is the next category we want to go on to? We still have streaming services and anime. I feel like Shorty, you usually have us pretty well hyped, and I do believe we have a pretty good month on this. So want to dive into it?
Sure, I got 3 big ones for this month. So
All right. So let's go ahead and just say we are diving in, of course, into anime of
yes, sir.
October. So Shorty, start us out. What do you have for us starting in October?
So we'll start off with one of the big ones, which is Bleach: 1,000-Year Blood War Part 3. It is the final season of Bleach. So finishing off the series.
I am a big fan of Bleach. I was actually reading it well before it was even an anime. So I'm a pretty big fan of the series. I'm happy to see it's finally getting its actual ending because they kind of just cut off the anime years ago. So who else has been keeping up with this thing? Because I read this forever ago. I already
so
knew.
I know how it ends.
Yeah, this for me is I play it in the background just because the fights are fun, but I already know the story. So, what anybody that's their first time going through the story then?
Yeah, I've never seen Bleach.
It is super good.
Okay, we might have to dive into that one after we get through One Piece.
No.
Bleach is so much better than One Piece.
Don't
so-
even try it.
Oh,
It
okay.
is.
Nah. I love Bleach quite a bit, but it has some of the strongest arcs and some that aren't so strong. So, yeah, if it has great moments, but it's not as consistent as One Piece, in my opinion.
I like the story better.
Yeah. All right. So, beyond 1,000-Year Blood War, what else do you have for us this month?
We have the new My Hero Academia movie
Yo,
called You're Next. Yep.
I'm watching that. Already got tickets.
I
Yep,
actually
that's coming
have
out.
seen some of those movies in theaters. I
And
haven't
My
seen
Hero
all-
Academia was one of those things that went like a roller coaster. It was really good, it tanked, and now it's really good again.
I read it, so I've been
I
done
don't
with
know
it.
about- I say it had a lull, but I don't know if it was bad.
I kind of felt that it did get a little bit too formulaic personally. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy the series well
okay.
enough.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
It became very predictable. I feel like toward getting further towards the end of it. It's still good, but
That's the problem with superhero stuff, though.
yeah, it didn't
It's always
blow
like,
me
oh,
away.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm the strongest guy. It's like, oh man, we're gonna defeat this guy, and then they're like, I can't believe we defeated that guy, and then oh, everything's good now. Oh, I'm the strongest guy now. They're like, oh no. You
Now
know,
we're doing a prep for a festival arc. Then we're gonna do
Yeah,
a
dude.
training arc. Oh, and then we're gonna go and
Yeah.
qualify for something else with another tournament of sorts. Oh, the bad guys
Yeah.
interrupted it. Like,
Yeah, bro.
it's good, but I definitely feel like it's a very good my first anime starter kit. You know, like it's a great one to get you going, but
Oh,
if you've been
yeah.
in the anime game for a while, it very much feels just by the numbers.
Yeah, the art is really good though. I will give it that. I do love the character design.
Yeah. I
Cool.
always have a difficult time with a whiny main character though. And
Oh no,
Me too.
I mean just the art itself. I love how
Yeah.
they're drawn.
yeah, they do have a very good, like fantastic battle shonen style, like art style to them that where
Mhm.
it's fun. It is diverse to a point that the characters look unique, and I do enjoy that. because there are a lot of anime where it just looks like the same character model with a wig on it. So I will give it that I do like the diversity of the
Fair
characters.
enough.
All right.
When I met Burby, he was dressed up as Deku.
This is true. That's the origin story.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
there's
the
nothing
origin
wrong
story.
with it. I have not done a cosplay from My Hero. I've done a lot, but I have not done one for that.
He's done
Nope.
2 for some fucking reason.
All right, well,
good show.
Let's
then
see.
I think one more, which is the one I'm looking forward to the most, is Spirit Chronicles Season 2. Because it is an isekai.
You just do that because Isekai sucks.
No, this one's really good.
Good.
The guy dies, he gets reincarnated into being a poor kid who can't use magic in a world where magic dominate, like,
We already
dominates
have one of
everything.
those going right now.
Nope, let me get better. He can use spirit arts instead. So he's on a revenge arc to, because his mother was essayed and killed right in front of him, so he gets demon time.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
I'm tired
but
of these
it's
Isekai boy.
topic.
yeah, it's really good. It has a lot of like twists and turns in it. It's not predictable, which is really nice because it doesn't follow your standard like storyline of an isekai magical world. It actually shows what could happen when you're not blessed with gifts. It's like just living your life as a normal person.
Gonna bless me with other anime other than Isekai. So another one that's coming out, Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah, no, I'd rather go watch Spirit Chronicles.
Of course you would. I was like, I'm gonna go get Isekai and have me a whole lot of adventure like it. Dude, I'm so tired of the
Isekai's
Isekai shit.
consistent.
I'm super tired of the Dragon Ball. It's
Me
been coming out
too.
since the 80s.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but at least it's spaced out. I'm not. You get like 3 Isekai that are the same thing every season. Like,
Spaced out. I mean, well,
X is the only isekai coming out this season.
I doubt it. I can go and find more. I can
no.
guarantee it.
We
So I have the
haven't talked
Crunchyroll
about-
list up right now.
My
Yeah, but there's
favorite,
other things than
ReZero.
Crunchyroll. You gotta go and you gotta go and look at
ReZero.
on High Dive. You
ReZero,
also have to
man.
look what's
ReZero
coming out
is
on Hulu
trash.
and
No,
it is because he picked the wrong girl. We're gonna go down that route.
route.
ReZero is trash.
Bro, ReZero is the best.
Nah,
I hate
nah,
it here.
nah. We're gonna go down this.
Yeah,
fine,
like,
we'll
I
go
enjoy
down this.
isekais, and even then, I don't like ReZero.
I really can't stand that
Trash.
Toyota, Suzuki, Honda guy, like whatever car name he had. I can't stand him because he picked the wrong girl.
He
Picked the
did.
wrong girl, dude.
Picked the
Remy,
wrong
rest
girl.
in peace,
Like,
dude.
if you guys have ever seen that movie, Dewey Cox, you know, it's like wrong kid died. Wrong girl picked.
died.
I literally don't know how the last season ended because I legit cut the anime off after that episode.
Dang.
I'm not even joking. I gave up on the anime at that point. I'm like,
We could-
no more.
We could run away together. Nah.
Oh man.
Amelia.
Oh god. Like homie spent like a whole like 3 days with a homegirl and is obsessed with her. It's like stalky to me. Not a fan of it. Sorry, but you know, I'm gonna be mean to ReZero.
Okay, yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
I will
yeah,
still-
that's true.
I
Alright,
can't do
yeah.
it.
He
ReZero.
had best girl that was with him for how long? Like, I just can't stand it, man.
Hey man,
like,
that's what happens when you're best girl, you know.
And then the way he
You're
like,
not in order to be the best girl, anyways, you have to not be the love interest.
the ending of that series just made me mad because I read it and I wasn't very happy with it. So
Okay, I get that.
I
then.
do that a lot as well. Like it's so hard when it comes to a lot of these mainstreamy kind of like anime series and stuff because like, I finished that series like 3 years ago. So
yep. And I didn't like the ending. I thought it was cliche and it just abrupt, and I don't agree with it. So I
yeah.
just don't like the series.
All right. Well, we do have
strong
another big one. Who's familiar with Dantodon?
Nope.
No, not familiar with it. All right. Well, let me go.
Oh, I'm familiar with it. I just don't want to watch it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Bold.
all right, all right. Well, can you give us a? So you're actually familiar with it? Can you at least give us a descriptor of what this is? Because I know it's an interesting kind of different shonen for us.
I'm gonna have to pull this up because I did a review for it not too long ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Two
getting an ad for
schoolmates
whole
with
body
different
deodorant.
beliefs regarding the existence of two types of supernatural beings. However, they end up proving each other's correct, trying to return to their life. So one is more into like cryptids and stuff. The other one is more into like aliens and stuff. Oh my God, they're both right. Crazy adventures and stuff happen. So yeah, it looks like it's unique, pretty fun. You're not like a normal conventional style shonen series.
I'd watch that.
A lot of people are hyped for it. It's probably going to be the most talked about of the season. I'm not going to lie. It is that hyped in the manga reading community.
Yeah,
Okay.
Crunchyroll has a big fucking thing for it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. We did a review of this, I think, in June when we were talking about the different seasons of anime. It was back when we were still doing the anime podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you brought this one up saying you were looking forward to it, and I wasn't, because this is when I was talking about Uzumaki coming out next month as well.
Oh.
So if you like horror and twisted things about like that,
Yeah,
Uzumaki's
that one.
really
We'll be
good.
reviewing that one. We'll definitely have to get together and review that one. All right, so
all the spirals.
I got another
wanna
one,
see it.
guys. I got another one, and this one's going to be a little bit off the walls for people that might not be into this style of anime. But Blue Lock season 2. I actually have quite a big love for sports anime, and this is not like a normal sports anime though. This is battle shonen with soccer. Like it is a like elimination style. You have so many people that are in this competition to be like the last person that gets added to like the national team, and if you lose in this, you're never allowed to audition again to be on the nationals team. And it is, like I said, it is not the power of friendship. Nobody, like, they do get teamed up, but everybody that's on your team is also your enemy still, because only one person is going to survive to the end of this competition. It is hardcore, like I said, it's battle shonen.
Prince of Tennis.
Yeah,
but it's like, it has the Prince of Tennis feel to it.
Where there's a lot of like thinking, where there's a lot of thinking out the way that like they're kind of like death noting their like strategies out kind of with soccer. Like they get very into it.
Wow.
So you're telling me it's Squid Game in soccer?
Kind of like, but you can very much expect the main character to be like, and then I took the ball and I kicked it.
I arced over his head at a 30-degree angle just to bypass his senses.
And then him huffing into the mic.
This looks really intense.
Yeah, oh, you're looking at it right now?
Yeah, well, I'm looking at pictures, yeah, but it's like, yeah, it might be too intense for me.
It is pretty intense. It is not a typical...
or too serious where they're doing like a lot of soccer verbiage that I don't know.
I wouldn't say that's really, they don't really like...
It's not like baby steps like that where you gotta cut this way or...
Baby steps would definitely be a more hardcore one. All right, so this one is technically not an isekai, but it kind of falls into the similar tropes, but actually good. We got Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Is that coming out in October?
Yes, it is October 13th.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got it pulled up right now, Crunchyroll. We are getting Shangri-La Frontier. I actually really enjoy this one. For anyone that doesn't know about Shangri-La Frontier, it's about a guy that gets into a AAA MMO for the first time after he plays trash games.
Worst games.
All the worst glitchy games. And so he is going through this game in the weirdest route possible because he just doesn't know how to play a game normally at this point because he's so used to having to going around the glitches in these awful games that he plays. But then he starts to drag other weirdos like himself into the game that also play weird games like that. And it's one of those ones that if you actually game with a lot of people, the humor hits. When you see a lot of these other ones like Sword Art Online and stuff like that, it doesn't feel like real gamer culture unless you're watching Sword Art Online Abridged.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Also,
that's hysterical.
Is gamer culture. So this plays into that style of gamer culture, the toxicity of it. You know, like it's if you've been around a lot of the toxic gamer stuff, this is a one that you will love. It's hilarious. So
I'm looking for it till November more than anything.
Yeah, I may watch that.
Well, the first season is already out.
It is, and it's good.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I thought it was
on
coming out in
Crunchyroll,
November.
right?
Yeah, what's
So I thought it was coming. Shangri-La Frontier. I'll send you
Shangri-La
the link.
Frontier, yeah.
Yeah, please, thank you.
Yeah, that one. So that's all the ones I have on my list. Does anyone have any other anime that we didn't cover already? Because we did cover quite a few.
Not that are coming out this month.
This month,
or
yeah.
October.
Fair,
There's
fair,
a
fair.
couple in November I can't wait for.
All right. Well, if you guys did see any that interest you, feel free to hit me up if you want to go and like review the first 3 episodes. I like doing that to kind of give the initial reaction to something. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any of those that you would like to do, and anybody that watches this video later has any suggestions of ones that you would like to see us react to. Let us know in the comments as well. We have one more section to go. If anyone has anything for streaming services of stuff that is coming out. Anybody got anything for that? I didn't mark anything down personally. There's nothing coming off the top of my head.
Yeah,
there's
just the
nothing
Legends
else I
of
can
Vox
see.
Machina season 3,
Yeah.
and they're currently working on the Mighty Nine, which is going to be coming out very soon.
Which is
Love
where
the
I
Mighty
jumped
Nine.
in. That's where I jumped in with their stuff. I went back and watched some of the Vox Machina stuff, but the Mighty Nine is when I jumped in with their content.
Yeah, me too. I was at the tail end of campaign 2 whenever I jumped in, and that is like a masterpiece. I cannot wait for campaign 2 to be a show, but first season, it's funny, it's emotional,
Mhm.
there's love triangles,
Oh.
there's raunchy scenes, there's gnome butt. We get to see
Gnome butt.
everything. There's so
Yeah.
much.
It's a fun series. I do agree that
I
it
think
is.
so.
I'm glad that they are having an animated version instead of having to watch like 4 hours of like hundreds of videos. Not even joking. If you really
Yeah.
wanted to dive into the monolith that is Critical Role, like it is a lot. So having the
True.
ability to kind of go through an animated series and still kind of feel like you're part of the fandom is definitely nice, because it's a lot to take on.
It is. I never fully delved into it. They literally have like whole entire channels dedicated to just making abridged versions of the episodes.
There's full channels just dedicated to the fashion of the voice actors.
That too.
Yep.
They're very fashionable people.
Maybe one day there'll be a channel about my fashion. Who knows?
No.
Who knows? Yeah,
Humble
like-
yourself, dude.
Oh,
Do Rag
darn.
Monthly, you know, I'm like Bandana Monthly, dude.
We will be,
White dudes and do-rags.
Not right. We will be actually doing some tabletop content on this channel in the future. For anyone that has been around for a while that did not know, we are not really doing anything with Artificer Alley anymore. That is who we previously used to make tabletop content with. So going forward, if I am producing a show that reflects on that community, it will be on here, or potentially some of the people that you were seeing on here. If they end up doing something like that, I'll be in their content probably. But, you know, for ones that I will be GMing, it will be on this channel. So look forward to that in the future. Now that we've taken a little bit of break after Fallout over on Artificer Alley, we're going to jump into some fun stuff in October, and I have a really big campaign starting in January. So, you know, we are not done with tabletop content here on Inner Geekdom at all. But yeah, I feel like that is every major thing that we have for this month, at least off the top of our head. Of course, if you guys end up thinking of some more, you can always put it down in the comments. So, you know, definitely do that. But we are going to call it here. We're going to go around, let everybody go and say, you know, where they can find them at, what they're doing. Also, make sure, if you haven't already, go like, subscribe, follow, wherever you at, do that thing. If it's not here, go do it somewhere else. You know, come on, make sure that you get us some numbers. If you're not already on YouTube, also make sure that you're following us there, while subscribing there, because we are trying to hit 500 by New Year's. Morbid, you are to the right of me, so we'll let you go once again first. Where can people find you at?
More Morbid. Just follow me on any platform. I'll be there.
She's gonna play some Red Dead Redemption.
Don't hold me to that.
You're gonna play some Red Dead Redemption. Shorty, you also play Red Dead Redemption. Where can people find you at?
You can find me at Twitch at Shorty Mafia.
Wunderbar, where he'll be playing Red Dead Redemption. Pingu, when are you gonna play
And
Red
others.
Dead Redemption?
We're not a Red Dead channel.
I'm not
It's
a Red
about
Dead
to
channel.
be.
I'm a survival game channel.
Let me go and grab. I actually have a cowboy hat that I could wear for those streams. But yeah, Pingu, where can people find you at?
Yeah, you can find me on twitch.tv on Monster Penguin without the E.
It's pretty awesome. And Burpee is gonna also play Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
This
I'm
guy.
Red and I'm Day.
Oh boy, where can people find you
But I
at?
ain't dead yet.
I'm Burby on YouTube and Burby on Twitch.
Woo! Fine,
Burpee
Burpee
here
in
and Burpee
those
there.
places. But thanks everybody for stopping by. As always, I love your faces. Make sure that you come back next week where we'll talk about something. I don't know what the topic is yet, so get off my back,
Ooh,
man.
mystery
Make sure that you're
topic.
starting on One Piece because next month.
year.
Yeah, next month
Uh-oh.
we will be putting out
I mean,
the
that's
first.
when I'll finish it.
We will be putting out, if we're lucky, we'll be putting out the first season reaction because we got a whole lot of people that have not delved into Oda's world of One Piece that'll be joining us for that. So if you want to join that journey with us, make sure that you do that. Anything else that you guys want to say before we call it good?
I do.
Okay.
I'm already hooked.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, I've been
Nice.
watching it. Yeah, I'm not even
Fantastic.
skipping stuff.
I love it. All
I'm
right. So that's it. The recommendation right there. Make sure that you're getting into One Piece. We love pirate stuff on this channel. All right, everyone, have yourself a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.
This is
Peace.
Bye.
It's been-